We begin in the West, where Saskatchewan has the highest gun-related homicide rates in our country. Take a look at this. The two biggest cities here are Saskatoon and Regina. They've seen some of the highest gun-related violent crime rates. And as you can see on this graph, the rates are highest in Winnipeg. And we'll have more from Saskatoon in a moment. But first, Regina Police Chief Evan Bray joins us to tell us what is happening in his city. Chief Bray, you call the use of illegal firearms in your city a monstrous issue. What's going on?
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's something that we're dealing with daily. It's not even a weekly problem. It is a daily issue for us at the police service. We've seen an incredible increase in the number of firearms that are not only present in our community, but unfortunately being used. Violent offenses in our community that include obviously some serious incidents like homicides, but even used in the commission of offense like robbery, a lot of drug-related crime. And so it is very, very prevalent, and it's a challenge for us.
Why do you think there's been the increase? The weapons are the issue, but what's really at the root of this?
Well, I think at the root of it, weapons are the tool that goes along with essentially a drug problem that we're having, not just in Regina and Saskatchewan, but it's sweeping across Canada. Opioids, fentanyl, meth, these are problems in our community. We also have some gang challenges in our community. So when you get that lethal combination of gangs and drugs, unfortunately, firearms now are a part of that dialogue. And of course, that adds to the risk to the community.
Okay, so along with the fentanyl problem, the opioid crisis, you have begun assigning officers to work specifically on guns and gangs. What are you hoping to discover?
Well, it's no longer can police work in silos. No longer can we just have officers that work on drug issues or work on gang issues or firearms, because they are so very interrelated. And so we do have officers that are really trying to dig in this from a lot of different angles. And ultimately, enforcement is really only one part of this. And getting those guns off the street and holding offenders accountable is important, reducing victimization. But then how do we ensure that the recidivism problem doesn't continue and that we don't have offenders getting out and reoffending, getting firearms out of the community so that they're not in the hands of people that are going to use them for criminal intent? These are ways that we have to work with other parts of government, municipal, provincial, and federal, and community-based organizations to kind of look at this from a social justice standpoint as well. That's really how we're going to make some meaningful change.
Okay, so you're going to be the first. We're going to have a number of experts today that are saying we're neglecting the social issues. We're neglecting the neighborhood issues. Who's waking up to that voice there in Regina? Is it happening? Are you starting to see
Yes.
societal healing?
Yeah, absolutely we are. But the problem is this is such a big issue and it's resource intensive. I think the police see it very clearly because we're often called when things escalate to the point that we've got a serious incident happening and we need to come in and de-escalate the situation or deal with the risk in the community. And when you calm everything down and you peel back the onion, you realize that the drug problem, the robbery, the home invasion underneath the surface has addictions and family structure issues and perhaps mental health and all of these other real complicated social issues that are really wicked problems as they've been described and can't be solved by the police alone. Handcuffs are not going to solve this issue. We do have to find ways to keep our community safe, but we have to work collaboratively with community partners. I do know that we've got some great momentum in our city and our province, but this is a long journey that we're on and we all have to be committed for the long haul.
Okay, Chief Evan Bray from Regina Police, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hit subscribe and the notification bell to get our weekly episodes and web exclusives.